Well, it's been a little while since I did a video. This has been sitting there for a long time because I wanted to wait until leaves were starting to fall off in the fall to fix it and try to sell it when people's interest is high. I think I was told it worked when I got it. It's from a friend of mine, but he wasn't sure if some of the safety disconnects maybe were killing the spark. Just wasn't sure. He didn't want to fool with it. Didn't really use it, so he said, well, if you want it, you can have it. So here it is. Let's tear into it and see what's going on. You know the deal. Check for compression, spark, then the fuel system, right? Then if the motor runs, work on all the rest of the bits and pieces. This hose is obviously mouse chewed up, and well, you can't see it, but from some angle you could. There's a number of holes in this hose. I had some experience patching this stuff, so I'll probably do the same thing. I actually used old bicycle inner tube and some 3M Scotch weld glue, and it works. I mean, it glues that inner tube down there airtight, and it's flexible, so that's most likely what I'll do on those holes. But no point doing any of that until we see if this thing works. The chipper that I already have isn't made for leaf vacuuming or anything. I believe this is self-propelled too, so that's a whole nother thing I've never seen. The regular chipper shredder I have, you have to take this whole housing apart to sharpen the blades, and I suspect this one would need that treatment too. So let's tear into her. Well, let's start with finding stuff that we know is a problem too. In addition, the shifting seems to move, so the cables aren't frozen. I can tell this is missing a knob. See down there? The other side's got one. So we'll have to come up with at least a bolt for that situation. What else? They're obviously not pneumatic tires, so that's no big deal. I folded the schnut up here just to see. I wanted to see the quality of the blades, and I cannot. Let me see if I can turn it over a little. Well, I can't really see it. Can you see down in there? Is there only one, or is there two blades? There's the blade. God, I think there's only one. Hold on a sec. Never mind. They moron-proof this, which is good, I guess. You can't see my other one. You can stick your arm down in there. And I have before. You know, pay attention. Don't get near the blade, but sometimes stuff gets stuck and you gotta have access. Well, this one eliminated that ability. When this thing folds up, that's the way it goes. Unfold it. It goes like that. Whoop. It's locked in the open spot. And I have reasonably long arms, and I can't get in there to where I could cut my hand off. So they idiot-proofed it. I guess that's in, you know, vacuum mode, if you will. Anyway, we know it needs a knob. Everything else seems to move freely. So, you know, I didn't test. Let's try. Does this do anything? Let's see here. It claims it's in neutral. Yeah, it pushes freely. Yep, and then first gear, you can hear something happening. Second, third. Yeah, third moves easier. So it does appear that the transmission thing and the thing works. What's that say? To engage wheel drive, squeeze the wheel drive ball against the handlebar. What? Yeah, this thing. Okay. So surprisingly, it does not have a dead man. What's this for? Whoop. Wonder what you, no? Don't know what that's, oh. That must be for hanging some kind of bag arrangement that I don't have, maybe? Don't know. I have to look up the owner's manual on this thing to see what those are. Anywho, yeah, back to the original plan. Compression, spark, fuel. Spark testing. Whoop. That's a winner. We have compression. I don't think because it's the tripod's in the way, I couldn't really give it a full rip, but it got about 75 pounds, so I have no doubt it'll run. I checked. Well, I can show you. Give me it. It's full of oil. Skidoo. So we got sparkage. We got compression. The rest is just fuel. So I guess let's get that carburetor sterilized, and then well, at that point I'm convinced there's no doubt it'll run. So I think I will go ahead and attempt to take it. Well, now I'll go start it first. I always want to jump ahead, and then you screw yourself, because then you find out the engine actually has problems, and you spend a lot of time sharpening blades and fixing things that there was no point in doing. So yeah, let's clean the spark plug up, clean the carburetor, test the engine, then we'll come in, tighten everything else up, and maybe see how it does. I don't think there's enough leaves to play with outside yet. I'm in the Midwest, but well, we'll find out. Let's go get this cleaned. All cleaned and testing. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. Okay. What am I doing? I'm going to put hose clamps on the filter. I'm going to leave the filter. It flowed fine. I don't see any dirt in it. It's good enough. The ultrasonic cleaner's doing a fantastic job. I really can't believe it. Anyway, what else? I checked my stash. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I found a knob to put on there. Now everything is solid. So, cleaned out the air filter area, cleaned out that foam. That's ready to go back on, so should be ready to start it. I might fool with, I'm running out of camera batteries, so I'll do this off camera, but I'll take all these off and see if I can get at that blade in there and take a look at how it looks. Just wanted to show, I can't believe it. I mean, this stuff looks like new. I've done no scrubbing, and it was filthy. And in the old cheapy Chinesium, I don't know, Amazon, whatever, ultrasonic cleaner over there. I mean, to tell you, I put it in there for 20 minutes, and it is like stripped sterile. That's unbelievable. Real happy with that. Anywho, putting it back together. Okay, took the side plate off. Just wanted to show you what it looks like in there. Blade looks, to me, I haven't poked a finger in there delicately to see how sharp it is, but it looks plenty sharp. I don't think I need to do anything with it. I'm just going to vacuum this out and reassemble. What else did I find? Nothing big. Where was it? So on the end of that, where stuff mounts to it, over here, one of these bolts is missing on this piece. If you wanted to actually use it like a, vacuum cleaner, this mounts and sits about like that on the front of the machine and sucks up leaves through here. Anywho, it's missing a nut like this, so I might have to manufacture that. That's about it. I mean, don't need that to test run it. I cleaned the screen on the engine over here too. Cleaned out this as best I could. So clean air filter, that's clean. Should be ready to start. Now I did fool with the jet on the bottom of the carburetor bowl, so once I get it started, where is it? Right here. I get to get a face full of exhaust right there as I reach down and tweak on that knob to get it to run at the right RPM. Well, lean it out to where it's running correctly is my point. It does have an air bleed screw in the side that affects idle speed. I didn't touch that, so I assume that's probably going to be just fine. Looks like the float bowl failed and all the fuel ran down here, dripped and ran, I'm guessing. So I added hose clamps in the form of zip ties all in the fuel line. It was still plenty flexible. It's been flushed, and I put a shutoff valve in it. So we won't have that problem. We'll just run it dry. And I don't know. I have a yard that is particularly in need of a machine like this. It's very hilly, and all the leaves stack up the fence. And if I had a machine, which this is, that can self-propel itself, walk along and vacuum those leaves out and blast them out the back all mulched up, well, that's kind of exactly what I need. So I don't know if I'm going to get rid of it or not and sell it. Probably, because I can just as easily run the lawnmower, discharge away from the fence, suck all the leaves and mulch them and blow them to the middle of the yard, but they still build up. There's so many trees that I almost wonder if using something like this is what's needed to mulch them first and then catch them. I may have to come up with some kind of catch bag back here, keep all the mulched leaves and dump them someplace. I hate to turn into that guy, but I'm telling you, you get a 4 or 5 inch thick layer of leaves, mat of leaves, and you get mice and critters living in there, and I don't want them any closer to the house than they need to be. So hard to say. I guess I got to take it outside and start it up first. I'm going to clean some of that filth off before I do that too and reinstall the goodies. But yeah, just a sec and we're ready to try to start it. There's nothing to it but to do it. Oh, hell. Ill prepared. Now we're ready. Full flow. I don't want to go nuts here, but I want to make sure there's enough to... That ought to get it. Whoop. What have I learned? Turn off the smoke detector. All right. Hopefully we just let her eat. Hup. Is that fuel gonna actually go through there? Wow, that's lower than that. Surely. It's happening. Safety's on. It's in the run position. It's in neutral back there. Let's see. I don't know whether to put it on fast or slow. I'm just gonna put it on full rip. It's in neutral. And the go bar is not there, so it doesn't seem like that's flowing. But I would think it should. Let's see what happens anyway. Oh, this is kind of hard to... Oh, God. Take that. Fantastic. Well, it blows violently out the back end where it's supposed to discharge. Something tells me you don't want that shooting into your feet. So I'm gonna look up the owner's manual and see what accessory came with this, if there is any. My other one has a big mesh bag. Somebody sells aftermarket ones, real heavy duty nylon mesh bag that has worked great. I have no doubts it would clip onto there, but well, then you're dragging a bag. So there's probably something that's made to hang on those hangers I was wondering about earlier. You know what? For all I know, the guy gave it to me and I forgot. Sometimes the guy just doesn't pay attention. There it is. It cinches on there. Hangs right there. Bada bing. And then, well, yeah. Don't exactly know how you go to dump it easily. I see it unzips on the very back and it would all pour out. I I guess that's how you do it. Back it up to where you want, dump it out, and then go back to doing what you're doing. But anyway, at least I got it. Happy about that. It runs fantastic. Well, it wasn't that exciting for an engine fix video. The leaves are just starting to fall, so they're not piled up to where I can really test it yet, but I can tell by the air blowing hard enough to move the rocks underneath that it's definitely sucking up in there, going through the rotor and blowing out the back hard. I think I'm going to take this over to the old sewing machine, stitch across that just to make sure it's strong. Looks like a mouse was chewing on that. And then I think fix the tube for the vacuuming attachment, and that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. It wasn't that exciting, but maybe we learned something. I'm glad I didn't have to take apart the drive mechanism and figure it out. But it seems like a pretty solid machine. Those tires just seem like they're industrial. I think this is from 1992, but yeah. I don't know that 5 horsepower would be enough to actually chip branches very well, because I've had other ones that are not, and I've got a 9 horsepower one that is big enough to do it. But for leaf sucking, this might be the thing. Matter of fact, maybe I'll tie onto the end of that hose and tie it to my dust collection hose thingy from a previous video for sucking the leaves out of the top of the gutters. Maybe that'd be the way to do it. Leave this machine sitting stationary running in full vacuum mode, and reduce that 6-inch hose down to a 4-inch hose, and I've got 50 feet of that. Then I can run around and reach up to the gutters and suck all the leaves out of there as long as they're dry. Experiments must be had. But anyway, okay. Well, what do we have? Here's the hose and a couple of wear spots here. Stuff is pretty dang strong. There's a hole, and these two pieces were connected together until just now when I separated them. I am beginning to think I do have real heavy-duty black duct tape. I'm thinking rather than go all the way around the outside, to cut a thinner strip and wrap it in there first. I don't know about gluing that inner tube in there, because I don't know how I can hold it effectively to let it dry. I ain't sure. But anyway, that's what has to happen. Those two ends get connected together for the vacuum part. What exactly else is going on here? Yeah, because if you put it in, well, let me show you the full-fledged configuration here, if I can do it one-handed. Again, I'm missing a nut over there, but you'll get the idea. All right, see there? That's in vacuuming formation, just like that, ready to run. That would suck them up, shred them up, and spit them out into this bag. And then if you want to take that part off and put that part on, then you can just leave the machine parked and walk around with this handle. All right? Come on, get my fingers out of the camera. And just, you know, that way. Did you see that leaf that was actually running away from it, trying to escape? Yeah. Anywho, one way or the other, that hose needs fixed, and the bag needs stitched where I said it would look like it was thin. And I think that's it. I'm gonna call it a day. That should be a totally runnable machine. But anyway, I'll let you see the finished parts. Let me get on it. Better idea. I just shove the nozzle end in there. When you stretch it tight, you know, it slides in there easily. It's pretty tight enough fit to hold everything flat for gluing down a patch. So I think what I'm going to do is put a black piece of duct tape on the inside over the hole, more than anything to keep glue from accidentally sticking to this nozzle. Then clean this up and glue a piece of that rubber material right there, then tape it down, let the glue set, and bada bing. That should be a very flexible, very permanent patch, and I'll have to do it in whatever I just showed you, 3, 4, 5, 6 places, but that's all right. I think that'll get it done, and it should be like new. Going to show you how that remains flexible. See, rubber inner tube, but it is hermetically glued down. It ain't coming loose. So that's it. There's a couple more patches. That's the splice. I'm leaving the splice big and ugly, and fix a few more holes with these inner tube pieces. And then some of them that are frayed lightly are going to get the black RTV silicone, just to remain flexible, but to block any air from going in the little hole. And I think we'll bring this back to life. As I remember, these leaf vac hoses are stupid expensive. I don't know why, but, well, this one's not going to be.